I went through a skinny fat phase and I didn't like how my body looked at the time. So I done my research so I didn't have to look this way anymore. But when I looked online, there wasn't a solid solution for the skinny fat body type. There was no clear advice on this body type. It's hard because there's two sides of the spectrum. You're either really fat or really skinny. If you're fat, you just go on a cut. And if you're skinny, you just go on a bulk. Simple as. But when you're skinny fat, there was no clear-cut solution and a lack of information online. So I struggled in the beginning. So fast forward to today, I have a decent physique now. But if I could go back to when I was younger and start it all over, these are the things that I would do to get the best and fastest possible results. In the very beginning, and you've got that skinny fat body build, the first thing that I would do is to start training ASAP. The reason that you've got this physique is because your body lacks muscle development because you don't use the muscles. That's why your arms are typically skinny and you've got the wider waistline. Your arm muscles are inactive. Your chest muscle is inactive, so it's kind of droopy. And you've got a lot of excess body fat because you've ate too many calories for too long whilst your muscles are underdeveloped. So the solution to that is to get your body moving. Work out, push some weight. What that's going to do is just wake up your muscles and force them to get bigger. And what that's going to do is fill out that frame. So I'm specifically targeting the arms right now because if you just look at this picture, the arms are the weakest point here. You have the wide waist and the slim arms. That's the first thing that you'll notice. The arms will fill out more. I'm going to insert some pictures. If you just look at some people with a higher body fat percentage, but you can tell that they work out and their muscles are developed, this look is 10 times better than having a high body fat percentage with no muscle development. And typically you'll get a lot of compliments with this physique, even if you've got a high body fat percentage. This is because they've been putting a lot of work in the gym. They're just still in a calorie surplus, which is making them have more body fat on their body. But you can still see that they've got developed muscles under all of that fat. Even in their arms can still look relatively lean, but their body fat is just simply a bit higher than it should be if you're going for the shredded look. This look alone gets rid of the skinny fat archetype because your muscles are developed now simply from just lifting weights. That's why I put the emphasis and the urgency on lifting weights, working out. Start that fitness journey because you're going to fill out those muscles. You're going to wake up those muscles. Those muscles are going to become more developed and fill out your frame, which is causing that skinny fat physique. Okay, so the working out part is really simple, but what do we do when it comes to the diet side of things? That's not as clear cut because again, you have the question of, shall I cut? Shall I eat in a calorie deficit? Or shall I add calories? Or shall I eat in maintenance? What should I do? In order for me to get out of that skinny fat physique, what I done was eat in a very slight calorie deficit. And the reason I done this is because you can still build muscle in a calorie deficit. It wasn't anything drastic. It was about 200 calories under my maintenance calories. I done this for ages. I done this for about a year, maybe a year and a half, to the point where I couldn't physically lose any more weight. I got so shredded and it actually come to bite me in the butt because my body was lacking that many nutrients that I started picking up injuries and I was really weak. I couldn't push any weight in the gym. So if I was to go back to myself, I would eat in a very slight calorie deficit, which is about 200 calories under your maintenance. What this is going to do is going to give you enough nutrition so that your body is building muscle, but at the same time, your body is going to be shredding that mid-gut section that you don't like, whilst building your chest, whilst building your arms, whilst working on your ab muscles. And over time, you're going to see that you're getting leaner and leaner and filling out your frame more and more to the point where that stomach is shrunk down. And next thing you know, you have a more shredded physique. When it comes to the skinny fat build, there's a spectrum of skinny fat people. You have those that's more on the fatter side of the skinny fat, and then you have those that's more on the skinnier side of skinny fat. And I recommend both of these two to be in a calorie deficit. No matter where you are on the spectrum, I recommend that you go on a calorie deficit. And this is because you can still build muscle as long as you're eating high enough protein. Your body is going to be building muscle. You're going to be getting stronger while shredding the body fat at the same time. On my personal journey, I shred all the way down until I couldn't possibly shred anymore. I looked like this. And I wasn't healthy at the time. I lacked nutrients, like I said before. A mistake that I made is that I continued eating this way, at the time I was eating around 1,800 to 1,700 calories. And I just maintained this for about a year. And this just damaged my body because I was still trying to push as hard as I could in the gym, and I was getting weaker and weaker, and it was just giving me injuries. So if I was to go back, what I would do when I got to that point is that I would start eating in a slight calorie surplus. But at the time, I was just obsessed with being lean. And I didn't want to gain that midsection stomach fat again, which hindered me from increasing my calories. I just wanted to keep it as low as I could for as long as I could. And it came to bite me in the butt. But if you only eat around about 200 calories to 300 calories in a surplus, your body is going to get the nutrients that it needs. 2, slowly build more muscle over time. You're going to be gaining weight. So you're going to be putting on size now. Don't get me wrong. You put on a minimal amount of body fat if you're eating in a very slight calorie surplus, but nothing like before. So don't get scared at the fact that you might put on weight around that midsection again. So with the eating, these are my main points. Eat in a slight calorie deficit, number 1. Number 2, don't cut for too long. Once you've shred all the way down and you look good now and you look lean, don't hold that position for too long. Your body will start asking for more food. And if you're not giving it that amount of food, but still continuing to hammer the gym and push yourself, then it's only going to hurt you in the long run. Those are my 2 main points with the diet. Over the course of my fitness journey, I've had times where I've been really lean. I've had times where I've been less lean and been more in a bulking phase. And it always fluctuates throughout my journey because my overall goal is to gain size right now. I'm currently in a bulk and I've added a little bit of weight on my whole body, but mainly around the belly button area because that's where people put it on first, mostly. And you can see in the video, if you look at my physique, to the average person, you wouldn't think, oh, this guy's fat or this guy's skinny fat. In fact, when people see my physique, I get told this time and time again that I look so lean or I look shredded or you don't have any body fat on you. Little do they know that I've been more shredded than this before. And to me personally, I don't look shredded. But to the average eye, I don't look skinny fat or out of shape. So don't be scared to add food and to bulk and to go on a lean bulk once you've shredded all of that fat away. So those are the 2 main points of today. I wanted to emphasize that you need to train immediately to wake those muscles up, number 1. And number 2, you need to eat in a slight calorie deficit whilst maintaining your training. That will get rid of the skinny fat physique the fastest. I hope this video was informative. If you have any questions or any video ideas, comment them below. Let's get me to 2K, people. Peace.